we'd like to do is to be able to sit down with somebody for at least an hour and have them do exactly what Linn has done, and that's to reminisce about their life in broadcasting, some of the things that have happened to them over their life, good, bad, and indifferent. And God knows there are enough stories for all of us. There isn't one of us in this room who hasn't made some damn fool mistake in this business. And I can tell you one that I had years ago when I took the NBC Symphony off the air 5 minutes early because I had neglected to read a coda in the music that said repeat. Thank God for Joe Galicchio, who was able to, with his hands, tell 75 musicians we're going to do the last part again. I watched this 5 minutes go slowly by. I'm sure everybody in this room has got a story like that. So what I'd like you to do is, either through Jim or Mary or myself, phone numbers available, give me a call and we'll set these things up as soon as possible. And I would also like to suggest, and I'm doing this, Howard, without your permission, that Howard Mendelson, who was one of the great PR people in our business, who is here today for the first time and has been in the broadcasting business for as long as most of us, that we, if can, call upon you at some occasion to help bring more people into the organization who either don't know about us or who we can get to join our organization. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, let's just mention that Eddie Hubbard sends his very best. He's down in Dallas.
Yeah, he's in Dallas with the satellite stations, but he wanted to be remembered to everybody, and he will be a member here.
Good. Ed Brennan?
Hey, Ed Brennan.
Oh, well,
Hi there.
I had an idea, and I don't know whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Listening to Linn and all of you guys, we all have stories we can tell. There's a show on the air right now called the Sports Writers or whatever. They just gather around a table and start ad-libbing, and they drop a commercial in when they need it. With the amount of stories that are sitting here in this room, they have to be true stories. If you're making one up, forget it, it's not funny. But if it's a true story, I think the audience would dig it like nobody's business. I'll give you one quick one. We had a fellow at the station by the name of Bill Daly. Bill, some of you react right away when you say Bill Daly. Bill Daly was the second banana on the Bob Newhart show. He was the Howard the Navigator, if that'll help you. Okay, Bill is the quickest mind I've ever come across. We were doing a show at the station, something in music. Louis Sudler was in charge of it. Okay, they're playing classical music. Now they have a nun coming in to play the piano as part of the show. It so happened she was blind. That's okay. Dave Barnheiser was the director, and he's talking to Bill Daly, who's underneath the piano. He's going to cue the nun. And Barnheiser said, "You're going to cue the nun?" And Bill says, "Yeah, I'm going to cue her." He says, "Wait a minute, she's blind. How the hell are you going to cue her?" He says, "I got a flashlight." He said, "What the hell is that?" He says, "What the hell good is a flashlight?" He says, "I'm going to hit her with it." True story. I'm not making that up. Katie would do a thing with me in my floor. I had a show there called The Academic. Now, we had to be very, very tasteful with the dealing with high schools. He was right next to the camera. And the sucker hit me with the oldest punch in the world. Just before he points at the camera for me to go, he goes, one more quick one, I'll get off of here. Greg Gumbel and I were doing the high school football games. Tim Weigel was doing our color at the time. This was NBC at the time. Greg and I are sitting here. We're up in the booth. We got one camera up there that can turn around, and the rest of the cameras are focused on the ground. We finish, goes to the halftime. Weigel is interviewing a high school football player. Now, I tell you, you have to be circumspect with high schools. You can't, use Clearasil commercials, anything like that. Beer, that's out. I'm not making this up. The last question Weigel asked the high school football player, before a game, if you have sex, does it slow you down? The camera is slowly turning to us, and we're going, get off! off of it! Get it off of it! I don't know what the hell to do. I'm supposed to be the ad-libber. I don't know what to do. I think if Betty's not underneath the table. The cameras can't find us now. We're down here. Weigel, love him. There's stories like that, guys, sitting around, and all of you, and all of you. I think the audience would dig it. Great.
Yeah, I talked to Art Hedger. He says I hate everybody. But he said I'd like to come in and tell you the Judge B. Fane Tucker story sometime. I don't know if you're familiar with that. His Roberts was doing newscast on CFL. And Hedger was the announcer, and he must announce the ladies' name.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Hedger said, what? He repeated it 3 times. And then he said, nothing. But I talked to Art, and he said he might possibly come in. Here's a guy with a million stories, as you probably know. And I think it's a great idea. I think also, when you get all these things, that's a little book, because there's nothing in writing about Chicago town.
No.
Management, yes, but not town.
Jim?
Yeah.
We're talking about the committee getting us together, which may be possible or impossible to get some of these folks together. I mean, Slattery's doing commercials all the time. We can never get to him. But I can make would most of us own tape recorders? Would it work if we sat down on our own, or would you rather the stuff be question and answer? I mean, some of us could outline and do a narrative, and some of us could ad lib this thing.
But like the president, you know, he said, audio tape. So look at Ed gets up there. That's video. You know, that's what, so much of this we have to explain what the hell is going on, because the microphone was there or not.
Well, actually, what you could do, we could do this on audio tape, not for distribution, just keep it.
Yeah.
But also, your idea about the round table on AM is not a bad idea. And FM.
I mean, you could do a commercial show, sure.
You've heard the FM stations are now coming into the picture.
And we could do 2 versions, one for cable and one for the regular. Cable, get dirty.
Oh, yeah, we did a thing over at PBM. Bartlett came down from Wisconsin, and Al Blair's,
Cliff.
and Cliffy, and Bill. And it was just a general reminiscence that we did with Chuck Shaden, and we just rambled all over the place. We could do it that way, or we could actually do it live. Although, God, at our age, I don't know about this. Live television or radio. But that's the kind of thing we want to do. Very free and open and easy, half hour, an hour.
But see, now, Jim, that really focuses back on the Speakers Bureau. If you can imagine Linn Burton going out and doing a fundraising for a Rotary Club, it would also enhance the funding for this organization
Exactly.
here. It has multiple things. You know, you'd have to clean it up a little for the church group.
No, after battling 2, and then you go.
But I wish that what we could do is get people to put down on paper some of the things that they would like to do in the way of present themselves as a speaker. I think there's a great possibility for all you guys to get this.
Absolutely. Well, you got Marge's number and you have mine. But at any time, please feel free to call. Love to have a call. I'm going to bring the meeting to a close, or I'll entertain a motion. Yeah, Chuck.
Chuck Shade, at the end of June, I think it's the 23rd of June, the museum here is going to have a tribute to Don McNeil. It's the 60th anniversary of the Breakfast Club. And we haven't got all the details finalized yet, but everyone here is going to get an invitation to come. Don will be here in person, and there's going to be some film clips of the TV show of the Breakfast Club and some audio things. And it's going to be open to the public. It is even a fundraiser, but we'll let you know more about it as we get a little bit closer. But it's on the exact date of the 60th anniversary of the Breakfast Club, so we'll let everybody know about it.
Good.
It should be right up our alley.
Great, thank you. Any other comments, trials, tribulations?
Bill O'Connor.
Question.
He made a lot of money and he bought a radio station in Iowa, I know. That was the last
I was in Rhode Island last I heard.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, I was a radio station there.
Any other comment, question, trials,
There's many
tribulations?
famous names here that I've heard so often. Could we go around and introduce ourselves as we leave?
I think we're-
Could we introduce ourselves as we leave?
Nobody wants to know.
All right, except that we facing a few departures and we have a little time.
We did it last time, Jim, everybody gave their name, but I thought it was enlightening.
Oh, all right. If we want to do this very quickly, starting with you, John, why don't we stand up and introduce yourself?
John Halton, WBBM Radio.
Louder, please.
John Halton, WBBM Radio.
That's a sustaining voice.
Don Ferris from WTTW.
John? Bob?
Bob Hales from WJJD today, anyway.
Al Parker of Today, formerly ABC, currently Columbia College Radio and Sound Park.
Thanks.
Bernie Allen doing a job from Belleville Airs on WAIT, AM 850 for the next 3 weeks, so you tune in.
Howie?
Good morning.
I'm Howard Jefferson. I'm just an aging publicist.
And I'm Stan Adams. I'm a member of the SAG Council, and I'm also doing research on radio and TV and films that were originated out of Chicago, and I'd love to spend about an hour with each one of you.
Eddie?
Ed Brennan, formerly of NBC, I'm retired now, and I wouldn't go back for the world.
I'm Enid Long. I was Enid Richard. I'm the
Enid, for God's sake, yes, good to see you. I certainly do. Holly?
Paul Gallus, I'm still running the streets chasing this job. I'm in the record business.
And up here, Chuck, did we get you?
Chuck Baker, NBC News, before GM, yes.
You got me earlier, I'm Bill Lovely, ABC Television.
Okay.
Ben Larson, also retired. How would you?
Kermit, we got you.
Kermit Slob, ABC Engineering, Elmer Turner still lives.
Bernie Lucas, ex-film director, television director, retired now.
Yeah, Bob Barron, formerly BBM FM, first time when they went into a separate operation with Ed Brennan over there, who helped me a lot, because I'm only an actor. We were announcing that at that time. But anyway, then Uncle Bob and Lunchtime Little Theater at GMTV.
Sure.
And soap opera.
Paul, you want to start off here?
Paul Rogers, WGN, from 6:30 to 9 on Sunday, and all the help I can get.
Best records you ever heard.
Joe?
Joe Slattery, and I'm still working.
What are you doing, Joe?
What do you need?
Ed Johnson, WBBM, WGN. I'm now doing a cable show on 29 every Friday night, 7:30, called The Community, involving the western suburbs. It's really fun.
Right. Kurt Mitchell, ex-NBC.
Sure.
Glenn Griffin, NBC Network News, formerly researcher for the Today Show on Tom Rose, my name is and Rachel Stevenson, formerly producer of Quiz Kids and director producer at WTTW, and now I'm director producer at International Film.
I'm Darwin Nagel, formerly film editor with the Wild Kingdom, and I'm president of Equity Library Theater. We're doing radio recreations, as a matter of fact, this Saturday at the Cultural Center up on 6200 North on Sheridan. We're doing Two Gunsmoke recreation.
Great. Wally, Matt, and of course Linn, and my little Margie.
Okay. I'm Margaret Warren. I was at NBC between 57 and 66, and now I'm in the state senate staff. Next.
I'm Billy Leach, former voice singer.
Dick Reinauer, I used to produce Wild Kingdom on NBC for about 22 years. And this is, I think, my 45th year in the broadcasting industry.
Yeah,
Jim?
I'm Jim Anglin. I've been in it 60 years as a freelance actor, and I still don't have ulcers.
Bill Hamilton, I've been around a few years, and of course, everything I am or know, I owe to Linn.
lasted till 97.
Jerry Mitchell, WILL, FM, formerly ABC and NBC.
John Yoder, formerly NBC.
Marjorie Harris, I was with Channel 7 News with the newsroom, and before that, though, I was with Don McNeil's Breakfast Club. We were the first girls who were hired in 1943 to be their guest relations staff. So I want to talk to you about that.
Johnny?
John Ravencroft.
John Ravencroft.
Started broadcasting in 1927. Quit for 63.
What was that town in Indiana, Johnny?
Yeah, that was.
Kokomo?
That was the Culver Military Academy.
Al?
Al Carton, retired musician. That's it.
And one of my favorite people, and Chuck, of course, you all.
Chuck Shaden, I have in my possession a prized copy of some Walgreens drugstore commercial from, I think, 1949 that was autographed for me at WIMD by Linn Burton.
How was Joe Jarrett?
Anger, musician. Wayne also, Chicago Federation of Musicians Electronic Media Supervisor.
Great.
And Ted Schulte, former commercial producer, now archivist for the museum and for this club.
And a man to look up to.
Anybody else, any comments? Let's give an introduction to our engineer, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Ed Sonnenberg. I work for Chuck Shaden and for Ken Alexander, my heroes.
Now the engineers are ad-libbing. Incidentally, you know, the difference, one of the differences between an old-timer and a fairly new person in broadcasting, seriously, is their terminology. I'll bet all of us refer to the guy that runs things as engineer. The new people refer to them as technicians, and I hate that. I hate that. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.